Hello everyone and welcome to i-nastava. We're in English class in the first year of high school. My name is Stephanie Kate Lukač and today we're going over jobs in science and technology. You are going to consider different jobs connected with science and technology. In addition, you will recognize some difficulties regarding women in science. Lastly, you're going to write a job description connected to science and technology. For today's class, you will need your notebooks, something to write with like a pen or pencil, as well as a device with internet connection. Whatever you prefer is fine, like a laptop, mobile phone, or computer. A reminder, when you see this red pause button, please pause the video so you can take the time you need to do the task you're given. I'd like you to take a few moments to think about some jobs in science or technology. If you could, which job would you choose? Why would you choose it? That is, what are the advantages and disadvantages of doing that job? Can you think of any examples? Or think of your dream job from this profession? Take some notes and give a short talk using these questions as your base. Record yourself using vocaroo.com, for example. Use whichever site or app you feel comfortable with, but don't forget to send your recording to your teacher. What came to mind when you were thinking about your dream job or which job you could choose? My guess is one of these four jobs, although I have to admit science is not my strong suit, so one of these would probably first come up in my thoughts. Physicist, biologist, or anything connected to computers usually pops in my head when I think of scientific or technological careers. We're constantly bombarded with information and news about how this area of professions is the future. We can also see how these careers have definitely become more popular. I hope you gave it some thought and talked a little about it in your recording. You're going to watch a video about STEM careers. STEM, if you've never heard of it, stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics. Please click on the first link, STEM Careers video, and watch it. Pay some attention to some of the jobs mentioned, as well as the personality types that are mentioned there. I hope you found that interesting. If you had paid attention to the personality types, you should be able to recall some words like creative, innovative, or diverse. Do you agree with the descriptions given? I know I do. Coming up with different innovations or inventions really does take a lot of creativity or variety, right? I also think it's great that their employees have such a great support system and are able to work while continuing their education. In addition to this, being able to choose different fields such as research, communications, or psychology is amazing. You're not restricted to only a few options, so really there is something for everyone. Now it's time to click on the second link, which takes you to an exercise where you need to group the correct words together. You've got personality traits on one side and areas of science and technology on the other. Don't forget to pause the video. I hope that wasn't too hard for you. Just to make sure you didn't have any major problems, I've laid out the correct answers for you. You can see the personality adjectives on the left side: efficient, creative, supportive, innovative, and diverse. Did you get them right? On the right, we've got the areas or fields of science or technology: communications, psychology, research, analysis, and biomedicine. I'm certain you all did a great job. I decided to list the jobs mentioned in the video just so you can see if you heard correctly: mechanical engineer, genome researcher, physicist, biologist, engineering research psychologist, human factor engineer, mathematical psychology, satellite communications. Have you heard of all of these? To be honest, I'm not exactly sure what mathematical psychology is all about, or a human factor engineer, So my guess is some of these jobs mentioned in the video are relatively new. Things are so diverse and ever-changing when it comes to science or technology, it's no wonder that we all hear about some things for the first time. There were also some examples of what we call ed or ing adjectives. Depending on what you want to say or who or what you want to talk about, the ending changes. If you recall, one woman said, "I don't think you'll ever get bored, and if you do get bored, that means you're not looking." She was talking about how a person feels, in this case, bored. Another young woman said, "I enjoy working with the people I work with. It's just amazing." She was talking about the situation, about working there. Sometimes you might describe a person using the ending ing as well, like "my best friend is amazing," or "my English teacher is really interesting." To see if you've understood this, I'd like you to pause the video and click on the link. You need to insert the words, all of which have the ending ed or ing, into the correct sentence. Good luck. I hope that wasn't too much of a problem for you. Don't forget that you can always ask your teacher if you have any questions. As you can see here, all the ed endings have described how someone felt: interested in, get bored, amazed, or excited about. On the other hand, all the ing endings have something to do with describing a person or thing. That was boring. What was interesting? Which field of study was exciting? What was really amazing was. If you had some issues with this, I hope I've helped clear this up. I think when we're talking about jobs in science and technology, it's important to take a look at women in STEM jobs. It's always been an issue, even when I was your age. The number of females in the scientific and technological fields were always lower. Things are starting to slowly change, although there is still much to be done. You might find it surprising that countries like Lithuania, Bulgaria, and Latvia are at the top of the scale at around 50% when you look at the stats from the EU. It could be shocking as well that more developed countries in the EU, like Finland, Hungary, Luxembourg, and Germany, fall at the bottom of the scale at around 30%. I know I wasn't expecting that at all. I was shocked. Croatia stands pretty well above the median at around 45%, which I think is pretty comforting to know that we're not near the bottom. That's something to think about if there are any girls among you who are considering a job in these professions. If you feel excited or passionate about science or technology, go for it. However, I think that it's a little depressing that women still have to fight for equality in any profession, or that people still look at whether you're a woman or a man in the job you do, regardless of the career you've chosen. Here we've got a blog by Helen Metz, who is an executive in the company DSM from the Netherlands. She shares her thoughts on the subject of women in science and technology. So please click on the first link and read through her opinions on the subject. You can pause the video to read through first, then answer the questions from the blog in the second link to see if you've understood the main messages of the blog. Good luck! So, up until now, you've seen some new information and comments on different jobs, personality traits, job descriptions, and so on. But there's always room for some more knowledge, right? Especially when you're finding out facts about something where there's always something new, where things are always changing. I don't think it's possible to become bored discovering new things and gaining new knowledge. Who knows? Some of you might choose to become an expert in these professions. In order to find out more things about more jobs in science and technology, I'd like you to take some time to write a job description. In the next slide, you'll see a list of jobs to choose from, and you need to do a bit of research on that particular job in order to write the job description of about 100 to 150 words. Don't forget to keep an eye out for what you need to have. The job title, of course, what you do in that job, or the duties and responsibilities. What type of education or qualifications you need to have to do that job. Do you need a university or college degree? Are there any extra courses to do after high school? What are the work conditions? Do these jobs involve working indoors or outdoors? Is it more physical work or psychological? Are there any dangerous materials to work with, or extreme heat or cold? Do these jobs involve working only work days from Monday to Friday, or do they work on weekends as well? Are they on call, which means they must be available to go to work at any time they're called into work? Lastly, you should also write about any skills or abilities necessary to do this job. Should the person be innovative, quick thinking, or broad minded? Or maybe confident, adaptable, or even bold? For the most part, the person needs to have exceptional IT skills, but is there anything else worth mentioning? Take a look at the next slide to see your options. As you can see, there are a lot of jobs to choose from, so there shouldn't be a problem dividing these jobs amongst yourselves, so that no two students write about the same jobs. If you're having a problem with that, ask your teacher to choose who is going to write about what to make it easier. The underlined phrases are areas of these professions, so don't choose them. Pause the video so you can take a closer look. There might be a job that you're excited about, perhaps even thinking of doing in your future. If necessary, go back to the previous slide to make notes on the information you need to write about in your job description. Good luck with the research. I'm sure you'll do a fabulous job. Don't forget to hand in your written job description to your teacher. Here's a small checklist for you to use to see if you've had any problems or difficulties with any parts of the lesson. I hope you enjoyed everything and have maybe even thought about your possibilities in your future career options. Have a great day and take care.